Miss Olabarria, thank you very much for coming to Slovenia. We are very glad to host you here, and we have a couple of questions regarding the small business standards and the connection with standardization. Question to start is, what are the most important challenges for SMEs in implementing standards?
So I would start even a bit before the implementation of the standards, and I think the first challenge I would face is to raise the awareness of SMEs about the benefits and why they need to implement standards. So for me, that's one of the first challenges, showing to SMEs and smaller businesses that it is important to use standards, can bring benefits, and to show this also concretely regarding, especially financially, how much that can bring to them regarding the additional business, etc. Once they are aware, I think the main issue as well is that they need to identify which standards are the ones that are important for the sector, and sometimes this is a bit of a challenge as well. There are many standards being developed, published every year at international, European and national level. So identifying which standards are relevant is the second challenge. So, and even if we or they are aware about the standards that are important for them, the final challenge, I think, is also to especially for more complex standards, if we are talking about a management system, quality management system, an environmental management system, sometimes these standards are a bit complicated for SMEs. So I would say that the last challenge is to have the resources, the knowledge, etc., or someone that can help them to implement this standard.
And this is also the role of your association, right? SBS.
Yes, so in SBS we are trying to work on the first part as well, raising awareness about the importance of standardization and the benefits that can bring to SMEs. We also try to help them to find their way a bit in the world of standardization, which standards are relevant for them, more relevant or less relevant. We also try as well not only to work on this part, but also to try to raise their awareness about the importance in getting involved, because if they are more involved, we are sure that these standards feel better their needs, and therefore they are easier to be implemented. And finally, of course, implementing a standard sometimes requires very let's say, targeted support.
Yes.
We cannot do that as SBS, but we try to help them a bit with, for example, developing guides on some specific technologies or areas that can give them a hint of which standards are important and how they can go around implementing and using them.
Okay, so you already mentioned the multiple level, like national, international, regional standards. Is that a challenge for them, or in which direction are they maybe oriented towards?
Well, I think it depends as well, because if we are talking about SMEs in the area of ICT, information and communication technologies, they are also much more aware that standardization is carried out at international level, a lot of it. So I think it depends a bit on the sector and what they need to focus on. But from our perspective, at European level, most of the standards are developed at European level. So working at European level through the national standards body is very important in order to define these European standards that give them access to the European market. But the international level is very important as well, and many of the standards that are developed at international level are afterwards adopted as European standards. So I think it's very important to be aware as a small business that in any case the let's say, the entry point to be able to work at European and international level is the national level. The standards body like SIST. Yeah. So it's important to get in touch with the national standard body and be involved in the national committees that put forward the positions at the European and international level.
Okay, plenty of challenges, plenty of work, of course. We wish you all the best and thank you for this interview and sharing your views and experiences.
Okay.